What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. And today's video is kind of a primer preview, whatever you want to call it, a feeler video, as I'm throwing something out there, an idea, and I want to get your guys' feedback. And I know if you're watching this video right now, you're supporting the channel in the lowest point of me being a full-time YouTuber, in the lowest point of arguably this Madden franchise. So you are an absolute real one. I love you so much, and I'm greatly going to value your guys' opinion here today because I think I want to kind of get a Madden series on the go. Because right now, a Madden 21 series that is. Because right now, I'm kind of fluctuating between rebuilding the hardest team in every Madden, and then we have the NCAA rebuild. So I want to do a Madden 21 franchise. Now, you might be saying to yourself, C4, at this point in the Madden cycle, you're recording a Madden 21 franchise. I don't care! You ain't got nothing else for me in terms of suggestions to record. Okay? All the other things aren't pulling views. No one cared about Tom Savage on Miami, and after I screwed up the coaching carousel, right? No one cared about my regular rebuilds. So I'm just trying to do something here to kill some time. I'm just trying to do something here to have a little bit of fun in the closing moments of Madden 21. And also, this is around the point in time that I start to like just go a little bit crazy with the Madden. Like, this is usually when we do, you know, maybe a pink slips. Maybe we do custom create a team, maybe we do flashback franchises and all that stuff. And unfortunately in Madden 21, there just hasn't been those mods. The team that worked on Madden 20 weren't there in 21. So the closest thing that we're gonna have to a mod in Madden 21 is about ready to release. I've been told that it's gonna be within a week or so, and I will get, you know, early access to it, obviously, from the awesome Madden franchise community. Check out their Discord. Obviously, I'm indebted to those guys. They do a lot of stuff for my channel. So essentially, I'm going to be able to get it's called the Start Today mod. So I will be able to have rosters that are essentially what, roughly outside of the official EA ratings for Madden 22, it's going to be the Madden 22 rosters. All the draft classes, all the free agency moves, all the contracts, all the draft trades, all that stuff is going to be up to date. So like, it's a perfect starting point to do a new Madden franchise. So there are some teams that I'm considering, and that's the point of this video, is to get your guys' feedback as to what team we should do here in Madden 21. But I will say right at the top, the most important thing is that whatever team I pick for this, they pretty much are going to effectively eliminate themselves for being my Madden 22 main channel franchise. So keep that in mind as I look through the comments and ultimately try to make a decision over the next couple days, because the Start Today mod that I'm going to be using as my base roster isn't quite ready yet. So the teams that I am considering, I'm going to quickly just show you them right now, and then we'll go very quickly and look at their rosters. But I'm thinking right now, my short list, I have the Chicago Bears, I have the Cincinnati Bengals, Miami Dolphins, Philadelphia Eagles, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, running it back, doing right by the people I did dirty by kind of abruptly canceling my Madden 21 franchise, and I'm throwing the Detroit Lions into the mix. I have the Green Bay Packers with the stipulation that I'm going to trade Aaron Rodgers right away, so it's going to be Jordan Love as the Green Bay Packers. But this could be its own separate rebuild video, as opposed to being just a main franchise, because the rest of that, I mean, the Packers are a really good team. We have the Carolina Panthers, and Mr. Hurricane is doing a Houston Texans franchise. I am incredibly intrigued by doing the Texans. He did his before the Deshaun Watson stuff, so I would be taking over the Houston Texans and moving on from Deshaun Watson. That would be the stipulation. All-out rebuild. Will it be Davis Mills at quarterback or anyone in between? Leave me a comment in the comment section below, not only by just leaving the team name that you want to see, but maybe give me a reason why I should use a certain team or not use a certain team. So looking at the Chicago Bears, now these are kind of up-to-date rosters. Essentially, I put the first-round pick on the team. So when you look at the Chicago Bears as one of our teams, I think there's positives and negatives. The positives are Justin Fields. And that is another thing that's to consider when I'm saying, like, hey, whatever team we use, we're not going to use in Madden 22. None of my Madden 22 teams on my official short list are going to be with first-round quarterbacks. So Bears, the Jags, the Jets, none of those guys, none of those teams I'm going to even have them in the atmosphere, me considering them for Madden 22. Just because, I don't know, it just feels dirty doing picking a main channel team with an established rookie quarterback, because established rookie quarterback, especially for Madden ratings, are going to be really good. You're going to have your franchise guy. I kind of feel like that kills a little bit of the immersion for me, but either way, the Chicago Bears are a contender for Madden 21. Now, the positives is, again, you have a young quarterback there. I do think the negatives, they have underrated skill position players. We're going to have to get rid of Leno there. But for the most part, like, this is a team that doesn't need a lot of work, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You got Khalil Mack. You got Roquan Smith. You have Eddie Jackson, who are certified ballers across the board. But Chicago Bears videos tend to do well on my channel, so I'm definitely including them in my shortlist. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, also very interesting. From a Madden standpoint, one of the lowest overall teams that I'm going to be able to pick from. You look at the quarterback spot, we're going to have the story of Joe Burrow coming off that injury. You have Mixon, who's in a contract year. You have Tyler Boyd. You have the rookie Jamar Chase, which is going to be awesome to try to utilize. Outside of that, O-line is dog shit. Now, that's something that could be a positive or negative because it's absolutely the entire unit that I want to rebuild. But also, I assume I'm going to be using Madden-generated draft classes, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass, like pulling teeth, trying to build up an offensive line with the terrible Madden-generated draft classes. So that could be positive and or negative. The rest of the team's really young. No real proven players outside of really Jesse Bates and Carl Lawson. Carl Lawson left. So they got Hendrickson, some big contracts, but very interesting from a standpoint of, like, you know, quarterback with Burrow. You have your QB in place. You have Jamar Chase for your fun skill position player, but also it's a team that needs a lot of work around the edges. Miami Dolphins also are a team. I think, I just can think of the thumbnails right now. I love their jerseys. It definitely pops. But you have is Tua. Is Tua good? Am I going to be able to make Tua into something legit? And I like Tua, so I would have a lot of fun playing with it. The running back room kind of sucks. Wide receivers are exciting, intriguing. You have a great skill position players outside of the running backs to try to develop Tua. O-line, work in progress. Defense is good, but not... It's the defense in real life is a lot better than the defense in Madden. So from that standpoint, plenty of work to do outside of really the cornerback spot, where their corners are absolutely filthy with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones from a Madden standpoint. Philadelphia is also another team. Just to do the Eagles right, I did start, you know, this whole I'm doing an Eagles main channel franchise because I'm an Eagles fan. I just want to play as the Eagles. And of course, in that series, I committed to Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. While in real life, Doug Peterson got fired. They traded Carson Wentz, and I was just straight up like, I don't want to play this franchise anymore. Like, I literally, if I want to play it, I want to restart it with Jalen Hurts, with all of those draft picks that they're going to have. And I'm throwing Philly in there as an option. I'm gonna, you know, sometimes when I do these types of options, I'm always thinking all along, I know I'm doing Philly. Right now, they're definitely bottom tier of all these teams that I'm listing. But could be fun playing with Jalen Hurts. Jacksonville's another one, just because, hey, I want to play with Trevor Lawrence. Is funny, even though the last time I played with Trevor Lawrence on the Raiders franchise a couple years ago, people hated that. But you got an interesting 1-2 punch, and they're like, they're in that idea of like, I'm beating the Jags, so the Jags have always sucked. So hopefully within my rebuild, I can make the Jags into like a legit powerhouse. Don't have a lot of history there. Don't have a lot of stats. Never won a Super Bowl, which is always something that's intriguing when you're trying to pick a team. They have some pretty good players though, right? And then obviously with Tim Tebow now at tight end and Urban Meyer, and I'm absolutely gonna hate my coach right away because everything that happened with Urban Meyer in Florida. Jacksonville, very legitimate team. Same goes with the Jets. I think Jets are a very young team that's intriguing from the standpoint of like, can they now put it all together with Zach Wilson under center? That's going to be a fun guy to play with. Corey Davis, Crowder, Elijah Moore at skill position spots is intriguing. O-line is a work in progress, but you have some superstars, so it's not like the Bengals where to have to pretty much rebuild the entire offensive line from scratch. Defensively, some interesting key players. Quinnen Williams is nice. Lawson is nice. Marcus May, Gators. Got some Florida Gators on there as well. So the Jets are also a team that fits that mold of like, hey, they suck, but can I make them good? Lions, this is just running it back. I think the Lions right now is a lot more intriguing from like, oh man, they kind of suck standpoint. Because when I first started, they still had Kenny Golladay and Matt Stafford. And going from Kenny Golladay to Matt Stafford to Jared Goff and Tyrell Williams, the Lions have become that much more challenging to rebuild and make into a competent team. Plus, you have the act of like, they never won the Super Bowl, which makes them intriguing. So I absolutely feel like if there gets some momentum in the comments that like you want me to run it back with Detroit and just do right by them and try to make something out of Lions series, I will absolutely do that. So yeah, I'm throwing them in there. They're definitely near the top of my list if I'm power ranking these teams. Green Bay, as I said, it would be Packers rebuild franchise without Aaron Rodgers under center. Carolina, if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been kind of leaning towards Carolina being my main channel franchise. I have to make the trades, but they have Sam Darnold at QB, so it's figuring that out. Christian McCaffrey is one of my favorite players in the NFL. They have fun skill position players here. Terrence Marshall, the rookie. You got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. Still have, you know, the O-line to figure out for sure. Defense is very exciting. I'm a big fan of Brian Burns. I like Derek Brown. Hassan Riddick, Temple Tough, right? You got J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin. I really do like Carolina. But if I do Carolina, that's going to eliminate them from Madden 22 contention. And the last team is the Texans. Now, this is probably the best bet from, like, what team sucks the most. You throw Deshaun Watson off the Houston Texans, this is not a good team, right? You don't really have a whole lot of options, whole lot of upside. I mean, Brandon Cooks will be fine. Philip Lindsay at 26 will be fine. But outside of Tunsil, who's just the man that just keeps on finding a way to get more picks to the Miami Dolphins, a lot of just holes, a lot of, like, there's no J.J. Watt. And I think the thing for me is, like, I think they're the most interesting team from like they're the most rebuild needing team, which is always fun to do. And I know Mr. Hurricane's doing a Houston Texans franchise, but he did a Houston Texans franchise pre J.J. Watt being gone, pre Deshaun Watson being gone. So I think ultimately the skeleton, the frame of his Texans franchise versus if I do one is going to be drastically different. So I would say right now, as we close out this video, as I look for you guys to give me some feedback, I think Cincinnati, I would say Cincinnati, the Jets, Lions, Panthers, and Texans. Those are my top 5. And I want to hear what you guys think for this series that I can do. Understanding also when I say the Texans, that's a non-Deshaun Watson Texans. I don't know what I would do. I might trade him for picks. I might release him. I might just... I feel like maybe the fairest thing would be just putting him up on the trade block in Madden and accepting because no one's going to give you probably a 4th round pick from somebody because that's just how the trade thing works here. But definitely want to hear what you guys are going to think. It's still not going to happen right away. Hopefully we can get it sooner than later. Early next week is probably what I'm shooting for it. But once I get the updated rosters, I'll let you guys know on Twitter. But give me what team you want to see out of the teams that I have listed here that you want to see close out Madden 21 as a main channel franchise. Thank you guys for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you're excited just for me to run back just a nice little main franchise here in Madden 21. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow with most likely a Wisconsin college football rebuild. Thanks for watching, and peace out.